To a Skylark by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. Higher still and higher from the earth thou springest like a cloud of fire, the blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, o'er which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run, like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun. The pale purple even melts around thy flight, like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. Thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. Keen as are the arrows of that silver sphere, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn clear, until we hardly see, we feel that it is there. All the earth and air with thy voices loud, as when night is bare, from one lonely cloud the moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed. What thou art we know not. What is most like thee? From rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. Like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden, till the world is wrought to sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. Like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music sweet as love which overflows her bower. Like a glowworm golden in a dell of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue among the flowers and grass which screen it from the view. Like a rose embowered in its own green leaves, by warm winds deflowered, till the scent it gives makes faint with too much sweet those heavy-winged thieves. Sounds of vernal showers on the twinkling grass, rain-awakened flowers, all that ever was joyous, and clear and fresh, thy music doth surpass. Teach us, sprite or bird, what sweet thoughts are thine. I have never heard praise of love or wine that panted forth a flood of rapture so divine. Chorus hymeneal or triumphal chant matched with thine would be all but an empty vaunt, a thing wherein we feel there is some hidden want. What objects are thy fountains of thy happy strain? What fields or waves or mountains? What shapes of sky or plain? What love of thine own kind? What ignorance of pain? With thy clear keen joyance languor cannot be, shadow of annoyance never came near thee. Thou lovest, but ne'er knew love's sad satiety. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than we mortals dream. Or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? We look before and after, and pine for what is not, Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought. Yet if we could scorn hate and fear and pride, if we were things born not to shed a tear, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, thy skill to poet were, thou scorner of the ground. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know, such harmonious madness from my lips would flow, the world should listen then, as I am listening now. Okay, so this is a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Okay, Shelley was one of the greatest romantic poets, along with perhaps John Keats and Lord Byron and William Wordsworth as well, very clearly. Let's see, this is a poem about the singing of a skylark. And this skylark is a bird that flies very high up into the sky. And he is saying that the song of the skylark is like the words of a poet, only the song of the skylark is a much more beautiful, much clearer expression of the beauty of the singing of the skylark, and it's full of imagery and similes, and it's how it's talking about the power of nature and how and of the human imagination. Anyway, let's see. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. So, hail, blithe spirit, carefree spirit, spirit that is free. You were never a bird thou never wert. You were always much more than a bird. You came from heaven or near heaven. You fly high up in the sky, and you pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unmeditated art, and you pour out your heart, you sing with all of your strength, and this is not something premeditated, this is how you are. Yeah, you are there in it free, expressing your happiness. Higher still and higher from the earth thou springest. So you fly higher and higher and higher. And this is very typical of romantic poets, with these metaphors of this bird or this poetry or this sound going higher and higher and higher into the heavens. So the bird is flying higher and higher, and maybe this is paralleling the thoughts are going up and up to heaven, like a cloud of fire, the deep blue. So you go up as if you were a cloud of fire going up into the sky. The deep blue thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, soaring ever singest. So you're singing and going higher and higher and higher into the sky. And this is one of the characteristics of the skylark. It flies very, very high. And you keep flying higher, but you keep singing as well. In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, o'er which the clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run. So the sun is going down, the sun is sinking, and there's still some golden light of the sun. And this golden light of the sun is lighting the clouds. You've seen this when the sun is below, perhaps below the horizon, but it's still giving light to the clouds. And in this scene, this is where the skylark is flying higher and higher, like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun. And here we have this simile, like joy at the beginning of a race, that this is joy, free, unbridled joy, flying higher and higher and higher into the sky. The pale purple evening melts around thy flight. So the purple light of the evening is all around you. Yeah, you are melting into this beautiful sky, like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. So you're like a star, but a star so bright, so beautiful, so fantastic that you can be seen in daylight. Thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. So I can still hear you singing. You've flown so high, you've gone so high that you are unseen. I also like the pale purple, because this purple is a symbol of royalty. Keen as are the arrows of that silver sphere, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn. So here the silver sphere is the moon, and the arrows of the moon are the rays of the moon, whose intense lamps narrow in the white dawn clear. So these the shine, or the moon rays become less clear when dawn comes up, and you can only just see the moon in the dawn. Until we hardly see, we feel that it is there. So the moon can perhaps almost, we can barely see it, but we know that it's there. We feel that it's there. It's something that is beautiful in the sky, and we don't have to see it to know that it is there. The moon still affects us. So perhaps the beauty of the Skylark song is something that is with us. And the skylark itself, it's something that's there, and perhaps we can hear it, but we can't see it. All the earth and air with thy voice is loud. So the song of the bird is filling the earth, it's filling the air. As when night is bare, from one lonely cloud the moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed. And here we've got this simile of the moon shining, and one cloud coming across the moon, and the moon is shining her beams from behind this with this soft, beautiful glow. And he is comparing the song of the skylark to this beautiful scene of one cloud in the sky over the moon. What thou art we know not. What is most like thee? So we don't excuse me. So what thou art we know not. What is most like thee? So we don't know how to categorize you. We don't know what you are. From rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. So a cloud that is producing a rainbow. This can drop droplets of rain, but you are more beautiful than this. You are like this. You are like you are more than a cloud producing a rainbow, and these beautiful drops of rain. And the melody, the tune that is coming from you is like a shower that is raining down, like the moon is raining down the beams. The raindrops are falling from rainbow clouds, and the song of the skylark is raining down from on heaven. Like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden, till the world is wrought to sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. So the bird's song, the song of this bird, is like the creation of a poet. So here he's likening the song to the creation of poetry. The thought of the thoughts of the poetry, the light of thought, and these singing hymns unbidden. These are this is poetry that is inspired by the poet's muse, and the poetry comes unbidden, not asked for. And here the skylark, it sings just naturally. This is something that comes from it. Till the world is wrought to sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. So the world it feels sympathy, it feels hopes, it feels fears. It's full of all sorts of emotions which the world doesn't listen to. Like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music sweet as love, which overflows her bower. And this time we have a rich young girl who's at the top of a palace tower, and she's her soul is full of love, and she is listening to sweet music. Her room is full of sweet music as she thinks about her love. She's pining, she wants to be with her love. Like a glowworm golden in a dell of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue among the flowers and grass which screen it from the view. So here we've got this list of metaphors and metaphors. The princess in the tower, thinking about her love, and this is the music of the skylark coming down. Like a glowworm, it's an insect that gives light in a dell of dew in the countryside, and it scatters its aerial colours, its aerial light, and this is something that is for the flowers, it's from the grass, but nothing else can see it. This is just a beauty of nature. So it's a visual image to describe the beauty of this skylark singing. And maybe this also emphasizes the beauty of the princess in the tower. Yeah, this idea of hidden beauty, hidden secrets. Like a rose embowered in its own green leaves. So like a rose which has got its own leaves around it, by warm winds deflowered, so the petals are slowly coming off this rose, till the scent it gives makes faint with too much sweet those heavy-winged thieves. So the heavy-winged thieves are the bees, and the scent of the rose is going because the bees keep coming to the rose and taking the pollen and over this song is like the beauty of this rose giving its scent, which slowly over time decays as the bees take it away, as the bees steal its pollen. So the bees are stealing the beauty. It's almost like listening to the song of the skylark is stealing the beauty of the song. Sound of vernal showers on the twinkling grass, rain awakened flowers, all that ever was joyous and clear and fresh, thy music doth surpass. So here we got a simile, the sound of vernal, of summer showers, of the grass twinkling, of the grass shining with the raindrops on it. Rain awakened flowers, flowers which appear because of this rain. All that ever was joyous and clear. So everything that was ever beautiful, thy music doth surpass. So the music of your song is more beautiful than a summer rainstorm. It's more beautiful than the shining grass. It's more beautiful than the flowers that come from such rain. It's more beautiful than anything joyous, anything clear, anything fresh that ever existed. Teach us, sprite or bird, what sweet thoughts are thine. I have never heard praise of love or wine that panted forth a flood of rapture so divine. So beautiful skylark, sweet spirit, sweet sprite, tell me your thoughts, tell me what you think. I've never heard somebody praise love or wine, to talk well about love or wine with such wonderful words, with such beauty. So the best love, the praise of love or the praise of wine, nobody has been able to sing about things like that so beautifully. So what makes you think, makes you sing so beautifully? Chorus hymeneal. So hymeneal, a hymeneal chorus is the chorus of a wedding. Or triumphal chant, that would be a paean, a chant of victory. Matched with thine would be all but an empty vaunt, a thing wherein we feel there is some hidden want. So the singing at a wedding, the chant of a triumph, compared to the beauty of your song, these would just be something empty, something that we would feel that there is something missing as well. And we've got a nice little piece here. So chorus hymeneal. You remember the bees stealing the nectar of the rose petal. Well, the bees are the hymenoptera, and maybe he's playing with that. It's why he chose this word hymeneal, wedding choruses. What objects are the fountains of thy happy strain? So where does the inspiration of your happy music come from? What fields or waves or mountains, what shapes of sky or plain, what love of thine own kind, what ignorance or pain? So where does it come from? From what fields, from what fountain, from what mountain, from what sky, from what place, from what love, from what ignorance, so of pain? So maybe it's just you are unaware of the existence of pain. But why are you so happy? Where does the beauty of your song come from? What is its source? With thy clear keen joyance languor cannot be. So with the clear keen beauty of the joy of your song, one can't be lazy, one can't feel languor, one can't just not feel apathetic. Shadow of annoyance never came near thee. So you don't know any annoyance, you don't know you've never known anything to make you sad. that thou lovest, but ne'er knew love's sad satiety. So you know how to love, but you've never fallen out of love with something. You've never stopped loving something that you loved before. And maybe that's talking about his first wife, Harriet, who he married when he was 21. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than we mortals dream. So when you're awake or when you're asleep, you must know things that are much more important, much deeper, much truer than the things that we mere mortals dream about. Maybe you have some insight into death. Maybe you know what is after death. That you have this an idea of what is after death, and maybe that is why you sing so beautifully. If you don't know what is something that is after death, how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? If you don't know something special like this, then how could your song be so beautiful? Maybe you look at death in a different way. We look before and after and pine for what is not. So as humans, we remember the past, we think about the future, and we're sad for the things that we don't have. Our sincerest laughter, when we laugh, there is always pain within our laughter. And the sweetest songs of humans are those that tell of saddest thought. And the sweetest songs, the best songs of humans, are the ones that tell of the saddest things. So this is talking about humans. We're as humans, we're always looking at the future. We're always dwelling on the past. Our laughter is fraught with pain, is full of pain. And our sweetest songs are the saddest. Yet if we could scorn hate, pride and fear, but if we could stop the emotions of hate, the emotion of pride, the emotion of fear, if we were things born not to shed a tear, if we never felt sadness, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. So even in the situation where we no longer feel hate or pride or fear, where there's nothing sad, nothing to cry about, I don't think that we would ever come near the beauty of thy song, the happiness of your song. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, thy skill to poet were, thou scorner of the ground. So your beautiful sound, the beautiful sounds that you make are better than anything that can be found in books. The beauty of your song is something that is more than a treasure. And this is something that perhaps can inspire a poet, but a poet is never going to learn the feeling of the beauty of your song in books. You scorner of the ground, somebody who flies in the sky. So the flying in the scorner of the ground, you don't come down to the low base level of humans. You are always flying in the sky. Teach me half the gladness thy brain must know. Teach me half the happiness that you know. Just teach me half of it. Such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. Such beauty would come from my lips. I would make such beautiful poetry. The world should listen then as I am listening now. And if I knew just half of your happiness, then everybody would listen to me as you are listening to me now. So here Shelley is talking about the beauty and the power of the song of the Skylark, and how the bird is connected to the beauty of the natural world, and he is completely wrapped up in the beauty of the Skylark song. The Skylark is a perfect example of the beauty of the wonderful of nature, and this is something that human beings will never really understand. The beauty of the Skylark singing, this is something that is captivating, that this is something that rains down on us, a rain of melody, a rain of songs coming down, a crystal stream washing over the audience. This is music like the music of a young girl singing from a tower coming down when she's lonely. The sound of this Skylark is better than anything, and the Skylark is producing its own music like a poet might produce poetry, but the Skylark is just a natural at this, and it's shedding its light like a glowworm. Even if it can't be seen, it's something that we know is there. And the Skylark itself is linked to God because it flies so high. It flies up to the heavens. So perhaps as well it's talking about that there is a limit to the ability of human communication, and the Skylark, the beauty in the song of the Skylark is something that comes naturally, and the poet does his best to pass on this beauty, but the poet will never reach the amazing ability of the Skylark. So, To a Skylark by Percy Bysshe Shelley.